Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, Millennial Kingdom, Joy, Part 3. Some people would probably wonder, why are you spending so much time on joy? And the topic of joy is discussed, frankly, much or more than just about any other topic during the Millennial Kingdom. So there seems to be a reason that God wants to communicate, hey, there's going to be a lot of joy at some point, and all the pain and suffering will come to an end. Now that'll be specifically true during eternity after the Millennial Kingdom, but during the Millennial Kingdom there is a lot of joy. And the first reference is Isaiah 61 verse 7. Instead of your shame you will have a double portion, and instead of humiliation they will shout for joy over their portion. Therefore they will possess a double portion in their land. Everlasting joy will be theirs. And Israel is going to have a reversal of fortunes. Twice in the verse, God states, Israel will receive a double portion. And so the idea of a double portion, that is the inheritance rights of the firstborn. And that's in the law, Deuteronomy 21 verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the firstborn, the son of the unloved, by giving him a double portion of all that he has. For he is the first fruits of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. So the double portion to nation Israel will take place in their land. You got to remember, Israel is coming from a place of shame and humiliation. And some of the other ways those two words can be translated in the Hebrew: disgrace, reproach, confusion, dishonor, insult. Those days are over, and so that's what Israel has experienced, and is frankly currently experiencing right now. It seems to be the whole world's turning on them. But the pleasure of Israel will experience is described as eternal and perpetual. They will shout for joy. The second part of this, Isaiah 66 verse 10, be joyful with Jerusalem and rejoice for her. All you who love her, be exceedingly glad with her, all you who mourn over her. And so this is a call to people outside of nation Israel. To those in the world who are not in Israel, and they love Jerusalem, they are called to be joyful and to rejoice. And they are to share in Israel's fortune, and called to be exceedingly glad. And the Hebrew grammar calls for this joy to be, frankly, kind of boastful in nature. I mean, hoop it up and, essentially look what God's done for Israel. Express yourself. The last reference, Jeremiah 31 verse 13, then the virgin will rejoice in the dance, and the young men and the old together, for I will turn their mourning into joy, and will comfort them and give them joy for their sorrow. And the joy is to be universal. There's no discrimination, no limits to joy in the future. And the happiness extends across gender, transgender. That doesn't mean transgender in the sense of what we are currently experiencing in our political climate. God wants men to be men and women to be women, dress like men, dress like women. So it's both women and men, and it's across all age groups. So you have the virgin, the young man, the old man. It's universal. Be joyful. And it's a change from mourning and sorrow to joy. Israel will be coming out of a 7-year tribulation, let alone all the discouragement they've had throughout history. And lastly, Zechariah 10 verses 6 and 7. I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph. And I will bring them back, because I have had compassion on them, and they will be as though I had not rejected them. For I am the Lord their God, and I will answer them. Ephraim will be like a mighty man, and their heart will be glad, as if from wine. Indeed, their children will see it and be glad. Their heart will rejoice in the Lord. It's not the first time God's thrown a big party with wine. Remember, Jesus did that at the wedding. Looks like we're going to have some celebration as if you were drunk from wine once this thing kicks off. Doesn't need to be a lifestyle, but God gives abundantly. If you're interested in topics related to the Millennial Kingdom, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com, keyword Millennial Kingdom. Joy, thanks for listening. Bye.